Hey everyone, really sorry for the delay on this build video. I was quite poorly after I received the Floatwheel and it's been a really busy season for one wheeling. So yeah, apologies, but we're finally here. This video isn't just a build video, it's also a waterproofing video. We used a guide for this, which I'll talk about shortly. But yeah, please do enjoy the Floatwheel build and waterproofing. This was a lot of fun and really easy, and should give you all the information you need on the Floatwheel build. I want to say a massive thank you to Ed, who you can find at One Wheel Trail Finders on Instagram, for helping me with all things One Wheel all the time. I wouldn't be where I am without him, so massive shout out. I'll put the website link to the One Wheel Trail Finders website in the description. I would highly recommend having a look. It's a huge network of one wheel trails in the UK. So go check it out if you're struggling to find places to ride. It's an absolutely brilliant resource. Before receiving the board and starting the waterproofing process, I did use the waterproofing video from Luke Bron. I think that's how you pronounce his first name. I will link his video in the description of this video. But his video was really informative, so I did follow his guidance for this and just made sure I was incredibly thorough. Anywhere I could see that had any sort of gap or anywhere that looked like there'd be a chance that water would get in, just siliconed it. I'd rather be safe than sorry. I say silicone as much as you can without obviously anything interfering with the board and how it is pieced together basically. So yeah, I'm gonna just let you enjoy some more waterproofing clips. Ensure when you are waterproofing and adding silicone not to cover up any vents. We made sure to also silicone inside the hub, making sure that connector was sealed also. I don't plan on riding my board through a puddle that high, but yeah, it's worth just sealing everything that you can basically. It really helped for us to use a wooden skewer, to access the other side. Yeah, it's quite a tight squeeze, so a wooden skewer's really good, and you can get quite precise with that as well, for making sure that you're covering the right part. So yeah, from the back, get yourself a wooden skewer and use that to help with your waterproofing. When waterproofing the sensor connection on the front controller box, just be really careful not to touch the chip. We just did a little bit in here to make sure that there was some protection, but yeah, just make sure not to touch the chip with any silicone and be really gentle. Also read online on a few of the Facebook groups to silicone the light bar, the LED light bar, so just adding a layer on here as well. I would highly advise doing that for that extra peace of mind. we did open the controller box just to add some silicone to the connections in there as well. Again, just be really careful and gentle. You don't need silicone too much. Just make sure that any parts you can see that don't already have any on, just adding a layer in there as well. I'm just now installing the rail guards that I purchased. I have since taken them off. They were excellent and they were really difficult to get off, so they're very, very strong. They stay on the rail guards really, really well. But yeah, I've never really had rail guards before. I've previously used a print that my friend Nadine made for me. But yeah, not really a chunky rail card kind of gal. And I'm not really precious about the rails anymore. They've been nicely scratched up. And I think that shows that you're making use of your board and you're riding some good trails. But yeah, the rail guards were excellent. If you do like having rail guards on, they were really strong. I'd say they were stronger than the FM ones. I would highly recommend if you do ride with rail guards on. This one done. Here I'm just putting the controller box back together, which was really, really easy. It didn't feel scary at all, unlike when I looked into the XR controller box. That was terrifying. This felt really easy and not scary at all. Everything was really neat and easily accessible. And always make sure to lock tight your screws. Just starting to build the board back together now, and just making sure that the wire clamps, don't know if you'd call it that, are securing the wires. They're really strong. I've not had any issues at all with those. None of them have broken when I've taken the board apart to change the tyre. They're really secure and they're really hardy as well. I've not had any issues. Putting the board back together was really straightforward. I've had it apart a few times since the first build. And the great thing is that all the screws, bar 4, are exactly the same size. So it makes everything so much easier. Taking the XR apart was obviously quite time consuming. Had to make labels with all the screw sizes on. You don't have to do that for the Floatwheel, which is really handy. And just make sure you put your clip back on your plug. I forgot this a couple of times after building and had to take the rails off to get that back on. So yeah, just make sure you don't forget that. I'm going in here with a bit more silicone. Yeah, just waited till I'd obviously got that plugged in before siliconing across. You will have to re-silicone this every time you unplug it, but it's literally a 2-minute job. It doesn't take long at all. It's really straightforward. You can start to see the board coming together now, and just how easy it is to put everything back together. Really, really easy. I've got lifesavers on the board, and at this point, I had the Maxxis tyre on. Absolutely brilliant tyre. So, yeah, it's really coming together now. Everything's silicone, secure, and just finishing off the build. I'm going to turn the music off and just let you listen to some hub bolt ASMR right now. I'd say the plate screws were probably the most fiddly screws. And I have misplaced one of them, so I only have 3 at the moment. But got there eventually. They're just, again, quite fiddly. I'm not sure about anyone else, but this slide is giving me major ASMR tickles. Yeah, really, really, really visually pleasing, just seeing that hub bolt go in so nicely. I really like the Floatwheel fender. I think it's brilliant. I can't have a Floatwheel fender with the tyre I'm running at the moment. I'm on a big Burris. But yeah, really, really well made fenders, really easy to install, fit really nicely. Yeah, no complaints at all. Actually, not got the mic handle.
I didn't get you in.
Recording the voiceover 6 months later, 6 months after this build, I can't believe how shiny and new it looks. It looks like a completely different board to how it is now. I'm really excited to show you the upgrades I've made and how it's looking now. Obviously a bit more banged up, but it's given me some really good miles. I think I won't be far off 1,000 miles on the board. So yeah, it looks completely different, but yeah, very interesting seeing how new it is. I was trying to install the handle here, however with the Lifesavers the handle did not fit, unfortunately. So that was a bit of a waste of money, but you know, you don't know till you try. Thank you so much for watching my build video, and I will follow up with a 6-month review shortly. Thank you.